so for the supplies, we will be needing a size 5 bulky yarn. You could also use a size 6 super bulky yarn. So I'm going to be using the Big Twist Posh yarn, and it is size 5 bulky in the color Croissant. Then I'll also be needing a pink for the blush later on, a 4.5mm crochet hook, a darning needle, some 8mm safety eyes, a keychain hardware if you're making it into a keychain, scissors, and some polyester stuffing. So we're first going to start with a magic circle. I'll be demonstrating it, but if you still need more help on how to make it, I have a video up here on this link, and the demonstration will be slower and easier, and there's also an alternative in case you don't want to do the magic circle. So first, you're going to lay out your yarn like this. Pointer finger goes in between, like so. These two fingers will go behind this loop, and then your left hand will twist forward like so. Then these two fingers will grab this yarn and pull and stop right here. Okay, then these two fingers will hold this in place right here, and as you can see, we have two holes, the top and the bottom. You take your crochet hook and you go into the top like so. Then you're going to chain one. Then this circle, you're going to flip it horizontally like so. And you have just made your magic circle. Now we're going to make 6 single crochets inside of this magic circle. Let me demonstrate. You insert your hook through the loop, you yarn over, and go back the same way that you came in. So into the loop again. Now you have 2 loops on your hook. You yarn over, pull through these 2 loops. You just made your first single crochet. Next single crochet, insert, yarn over, pull it back out, yarn over, pull through 2. That's your second single crochet. So make sure that you have 6 inside of this magic circle. Okay, so once you have 6 single crochets, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You take your tail, you pull it, and your magic circle should slowly start to close. There you go. As you can see, there's no more space in the middle. You're going to look for the first single crochet that you made. In this case, it's this one. You can tell because the top of the single crochets all have V's on it. You can see the V's. You make a slip stitch into the first single crochet you made. So insert your hook into under the V right here. Yarn over, go through the V, and then go through the loop on your hook. That's a slip stitch. What you just did is you closed off your row number 1, and then you're going to chain 1 in order to start row number 2. I do the slip stitch and chain 1 after every row, but if you're using a stitch marker, then you can just completely skip these 2 steps. Basically, it's just a way for me to track when my row ends and when my row begins. For row number 2, we're going to be doing 6 increases. An increase just means you're putting 2 stitches into 1 stitch. Okay, it's going to make your plushie a lot bigger and bigger. Okay, to make an increase, we're going to insert our hook into the next stitch right here. Make your first single crochet. Then you're going to go into the exact same stitch, make another single crochet. So as you can see, we have 2 single crochets in 1 stitch. You move on now to the next one and put 2 single crochets here again. Okay, after this row, you should end up with 12 stitches overall. Okay, so this is how it looks like when you're done your row. You have 12 single crochets. Then, like I said earlier, I'm gonna keep doing the slip stitch and chain 1 after every row. Now for row number 3, we're gonna be doing 1 single crochet increase, 1 single crochet increase. So we're repeating the pattern of 1 single crochet and increase all the way around. Let me show you. So first you make your single crochet, go into the next stitch, we'll do an increase. Then just repeat the pattern. Next stitch, 1 single crochet. The next stitch, increase. At the end of this row, you should have 18 stitches overall. Once you have your 18 stitches, do your slip stitch and chain 1. Now we're gonna do our 4th row. For row number 4, we're gonna start off with an increase, okay? We're gonna make an increase on the first stitch. Then we're gonna make a single crochet in the next stitch. Again, another single crochet on the next stitch. And then we're just gonna repeat the pattern. Increase, 2 single crochets. Increase, 2 single crochets. And at the end of the row, you should have 24 stitches overall. Okay, I just did my slip stitch and chain 1. For row number 5, we're gonna do 3 single crochets, increase. 3 single crochets, increase. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Next one, increase. So repeat this pattern and you should have 30 stitches at the end of this row. Okay, so here's how it should look like when you're done. And we're basically done with the body of the dumpling or the empanada. Now, we're just gonna fold this exactly in half, okay? So this is where my hook is, and I'm gonna fold it like this. So the seam should be right at the corner. Okay, exactly like this. Okay, then you're just gonna tuck all your tails in. Like so. I've already done my chain 1, but if you haven't done one yet, make a chain 1. Now from now on, we're gonna be crocheting through both of these, okay? Both of these, both halves, basically, so that we can start to close this dumpling. Okay, so now we're gonna make like the edges of the dumpling. Make sure that you did your chain 1, and then we're gonna chain 1 more time. So we're gonna do chain 2, essentially. Then we're going to be doing a double crochet through both of these halves. Okay, so yarn over, insert your hook through this section all the way to the other side. Okay, then you yarn over, pull it back out. Now you have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, like so. Yarn over, pull through the last 2. That's your double crochet. Then you're going to chain 2 again, and you're going to slip stitch into the next stitch. So this is the next stitch. Go all the way to the other side. Yarn over, pull it through those 2 halves, then pull it through the loop on your hook. You've just made 1 little bump right here, and technically all we have to do is repeat whatever we did here so that we could go all the way to the other side. Okay, so I'm gonna continue making these little bumps until I get to about here. Okay, because we still have to attach the eyes. So chain 2, and then make your double crochet, chain 2, insert your hook here and make a slip stitch and chain 2 again. Okay, so I'm gonna stop right here and I'm gonna insert my safety eyes. So let's go put it right here. So this is the first one, and it is 1, 2, 3 between rows 3 and 4 on this side. Then the other one should also be between rows 3 and 4 on the other side. So now you're just gonna place the backing like so. Once you've placed the safety eyes, you actually have to now stuff the plushie. You don't need a lot because it's a really small plushie, but you need just enough so that it puffs up a little. That should be enough. We're gonna continue making our little bumps until we get to the end, and the dumpling should now be completely closed. Okay, so I have finished all of the bumps. The last thing I did was I made a slip stitch onto the last stitch. So I'm just gonna chain 1, set it down, take my scissors and cut the yarn about this long, pull my crochet hook upwards so that it makes a knot. Then I'm just gonna use my darning needle in order to hide this tail inside of the body. So I just insert it through here, then just go all the way to the other side. Okay, then just cut the yarn. Okay, once that's done, we now have to do the little blush. So take your pink yarn, and it's basically just 2 lines underneath the eyes. Let me show you. So you just kind of put it right here, and then go to the other side. To the other side. The last thing we're going to do is attach the keychain hardware. You probably have a different one, and you can just attach it the way that it needs to be attached. Okay, and there you have it. This is now your completed dumpling or empanada keychain. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that it was easy for you to follow. If you have any questions, please comment them down below and I'll do my best to help you out. If you also have any suggestions or requests, comment them down below as well. I do have a newsletter in case you guys haven't subscribed yet, and I do release some free patterns there once in a while. Other than that, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.